Hello everyone, and we're back with Unlimited Racing 2D Season 3 World Championship. Today we're here at USA, but what a Grand Prix we had last time. What a winner we had last time in Lando Norris. It was a phenomenal Grand Prix, and he took his second race win in a row actually, to increase his championship lead. I thought maybe the first two races, Lando may be a dark horse, but right now he's leading the championship. Would I say favorite? Personally, I still don't believe he's favorite. I don't know whether it's just not sunk in that he's in the championship fight, or whether I just don't have belief in him. But I guess we'll see. Constructors wise is the same. Alpine dominating, leading. But we're here at COTA this weekend, Circuit of the Americas. Always an interesting track. And I'm sure this year to bring a bang going through. I think this may be the second time we've raced here. I don't think we raced here last year. The year before. I think so. I mean, so far Pierre Gasly has the lead. Entering now the second part of the circuit, Second and now the final part of the circuit. Looks like George Russell's managed to pull back some tenths. Few tenths. Pierre Gasly now also looking fairly strong. It looks like both Alpines really strong towards the end of the lap, and it looks like George Russell bags in pole position. Pierre Gasly P2, Charles Leclerc P3, Lando Norris P4. We've seen much worse qualifying from him. P5 Carlos Sainz, P6 Sergio Perez, Alexander Albon P7, with P8 and P9 being Verstappen, Ocon, Lin rounding off the top 10. P11 Callum Ilott, P12 Lewis Hamilton, P13 Yuki Tsunoda, P14 Nico Hulkenberg, P15 Daniel Ricciardo, P16 Lance Stroll, P17 Mick Schumacher, P18 Kevin Magnussen, P19 Nikita Mazepin, and P20 Valtteri Bottas. Let's get into this weekend. My favourite for the win? I'm saying Charles Leclerc. Anyways, lights out and away we go. Here at the Circuit of Americas, Leclerc gets a really good start. Gasly gets slightly bogged down. Norris now integrating himself within the battle, but he can't get past George Russell. Leclerc has the inside line. Look at Russell's straight line speed though. They go 3 wide. It looks like George Russell has P1 but for how long? They're still 3 wide. They've been 3 wide for about 3-4 corners, but George Russell finishes lap 1 in P1. Lando Norris P2, although he's going around the outside. Surely he can't make the move done. Side by side into the S's. Lando Norris takes P1. Whilst that was all happening, Sergio Perez got involved in the action. But that's what the soft tyres do. They give you that much more grip. Especially at the start of the race when you need it to fight drivers just like that. Now what Lando Norris is going to try and do, increase that gap, and he's going to hope that the drivers behind can interfere in Russell's progress. Perez going down the inside of Russell and Leclerc. Surely Perez can't make the move stick. Yes, he does. And manages to fend off George Russell. Sergio Perez has a lot of earth to use. Although Alex Lin, he started from P10, now he's found himself running P2. Alex Lin and Carlos Sainz in P3. Max Verstappen's come from nowhere. Wow, what a Grand Prix we're witnessing at this current moment. Honestly, anybody could win. Lando Norris in. Lin, Sainz also. Perez, almost everyone's following him. Don't forget though, Pierre Gasly and George Russell started on the hard tyres. This is going to be interesting. How much longer can the hard tyres go? Is it 1 or 2 laps? Whatever it is, Lando Norris has already, caught up to the leading 2. Esteban Ocon tried to keep him behind, but couldn't do that very efficiently. Lando Norris, he's gone back onto the soft tyres. He does love those soft tyres. So something tells me he may be making an extra pit stop. George Russell, I think it's best if George Russell pits now. So he does. As does Pierre Gasly. So Lando Norris retakes the lead of this Grand Prix. Esteban Ocon stays out. It's a really interesting choice, you know. Ocon staying out. Mercedes there, changing and splitting the strategy. Embrace this for a minute or two. There is no Alpine in the top 3. Instead, a McLaren and 2 Alfa Romeos. Max Verstappen, though, has driven an unbelievable race up to this point so far. But saying that, Alex Lynn has done an even better race up to this point. Where's Lando Norris? Lando Norris is there. P1, could he potentially make it 3 race wins on the bounce? Surely not. It took him 3 seasons to get his first. And the last 2 races, he just managed to win. It's not been the hardest of race wins, but he's managed to do it. Could we see a different champion? Honestly speaking, entering the season, I did not think that we'd be seeing a different champion. Lando Norris is in. He comes out P6, P5. He comes out P5. Carlos Sainz now takes the race lead. George Russell, though, his hards are very fresh. Pierre Gasly doing a really good job defensively. Lando Norris, though, he gets past Pierre Gasly. Not the hardest overtake for Lando. Alex Lynn also fairly easy. I think Lando is just going to be using the softs. Whether that strategy will work or not, I'm not quite sure. But what we are guaranteed to watch is a battle between George Russell and Lando Norris. Now, how hard will George Russell fight Lando Norris? I don't think too hard. I don't think he'll make it too hard of a fight. But I guess we'll see in the next few seconds. Lando Norris, much faster. Oh, he's going down the inside. Uses a little bit of us, gets past him. I don't think George Russell will be back anytime soon. He should be pitting now. But it looks like the favourite for the race win at this current moment in time is Lando Norris. What a good race, you know, he's driven up to this point. George Russell stays out. So whenever Lando pits, I'm presuming George will also pit. Charles running P3, Sainz and Gasly both pitted. Verstappen, he's still out on the old softs. Alex Lynn on the hards. Ooh, there's Verstappen. He manages to keep Gasly behind, but for how long? Gasly has all that earth to use. He's gonna go around the outside of Verstappen. What a move. As all of the top 3 drivers pit. This is big for the race. On goes hards for Lando. On goes hards for Charles. On goes hards for George. They're all on the hard tires, fresh hards. Alex Lynn too. Honestly, I think Lando Norris, as long as he keeps his concentration, that will be a 3rd race win in a row, and he'll be increasing his championship lead. Carlos Sainz is going to fight him a little bit. There's Sainz. Honestly thinking and speaking, I think Sainz has a real chance of a podium. If he pits now and gets onto some softs, I think he has a chance. Although Lando Norris has been struggling this lap. Charles Leclerc closed the gap. It's going to be tight, it's going to be close, it's going to be tense. Carlos Sainz is going to pit. No, he's not. He's going to stay out. Carlos Sainz stays out. Charles Leclerc gets past him. Further down, Esteban Ocon battling with Max Verstappen. Callum Ilott, though, he's just been in the background. He's had a pretty decent race, half decent race up to this point. It looks like, will he be able to make the move on Nico Hülkenberg? Yes, he will. But anyways, the camera's cut because there's a big battle between Leclerc and Norris. Leclerc is going to go down the inside. He makes the move. He makes the move on Lando Norris. What a drive from Charles Leclerc. Up to this point at least, he managed to make up the gap. And he's managed to make the move on Lando Norris. But whilst everything's been happening, rain is predicted. Rain is predicted. Charles Leclerc will pit. Everyone will pit. Thankfully for Leclerc and Norris and Russell and Sainz and Perez, they're all near the pits. Leclerc will keep his lead, but I think Lando Norris, I think his race winning streak has just come to an end, unless he can do what Leclerc did to him. And he is definitely a man on a mission. Remember what I said, Carlos Sainz could be in the podium positions. That's where he is right now, running P3. I think rain benefited him the most. It stopped raining now though, and the track is just damp, it's just dry. As the final lap is started. The battle for first is really close. Blue flags though, the Alpha Tauris are going to have to really jump out the way. Is this where Leclerc loses the race? Is this where Leclerc loses the race? Lando Norris has gone down the inside. The back markers are not helping with the blue flags. Lance Stroll thinks that he can unlap himself. Lando Norris has the race lead going into the final corner, but it looks like Charles Leclerc overtakes Lando Norris on the final corner of the final lap to take the race win. What a Grand Prix that was! Wow! Charles Leclerc beats Lando Norris on the final corner of the final lap. Wow! Wow! That was phenomenal, honestly. I said Circuit of the Americas was going to pull up a mad Grand Prix, but I did not think it would be decided on the final corner of the final lap. Wow. What a race. That's massive in the championship. If Lando Norris had got that win, dare I say he would have been favourite to win the whole championship. But Charles Leclerc didn't give up. There were points in that Grand Prix where I thought, nah, Leclerc can't do it. He's too far away. This, that. Even on that final lap, when he got held up by the back markers, I thought, no. It's not his day. It's not his season. But he fought through it. And wow, what a well-deserved race victory that was. Lando Norris, P2. Should have deserved the race win, but obviously at the end of the day, only one driver can win. And today it was Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz finishes the top 3, as I predicted. But let's be honest, the rain really helped him. George Russell P4, Alex Lynn, what a drive. From P10 I think it was, to P5. Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon, P6, P7 with Max Verstappen P8, Sergio Perez P9, Alexander Albon P10. P11, Nico Hülkenberg and Callum Ilott. We saw that little battle happening out on track with Lewis Hamilton P13. Could this be his final season in Formula 1? P14, Kevin Magnussen, P15, Mick Schumacher, P16, Daniel Ricciardo, P17, Lance Stroll, P18, Yuki Tsunoda, P19, Nikita Mazepin, and P20, Valtteri Bottas. Here's how the championship standings look after that Grand Prix. The gap now between Lando and Charles is 12 points. Wow. It would have been 17 actually, I think. If Lando had taken that race win, that would have been massive. Honestly, that would have been massive. But 12 points, still a fairly good lead to have. George Russell P3, Carlos Sainz P4, Pierre Gasly P5, Sergio Perez P6. Alex Lynn, I think he's really integrated himself in that battle. That battle all the way from Sergio Perez to Max Verstappen, you know, anything can happen. There's also a close battle, I guess you could say, between Hülkenberg and Schumacher, you know, for 12th and 13th. Hamilton in 11th with 71 points. And then P14, Callum Ilott, P15, Kevin Magnussen, P16, Yuki Tsunoda, who's 1 point ahead of Daniel Ricciardo, who's P17. Lance Stroll, P18, Valtteri Bottas, P19, and Nikita Mazepin, P20. Constructors-wise, it looks like this. As I said last year, we might as well give Alpine the trophy, you know? They've completely dominated this season. McLaren, I think second place will be theirs this year for sure. That third spot though, every race is looking more and more likely to be Alfa Romeo. But you can never rule out Mercedes, as we saw last year. And even some parts of this season. It's not been Williams' best year, but I think if they manage to finish P5 ahead of Force India, that would be good for them. Really close, points-wise. Ferrari, I guess you could say they're still fighting house. With Red Bull in the league of their own and AlphaTauri in an even lower league of their own. What a Grand Prix that was. Next time out, we'll be at Belgium at Spa-Francorchamps. Can't wait to see you there. Thank you and goodbye.